my homies, so watch my back and the smoke your ass. And when I come jack, that's why some pigs and the kids come sweating, they follow. Hollow point shill's hard to swallow. Why wallow when they come to roll on it with the clip in the 4-5 break your hair's fine. Not kicking dust, cause easy to get bust. My crib's surrounded, I'm about to get brushed. A brush with death. How many shells left in my closet? Where my back roll makes flat when the shit goes down. Better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. Better be ready. I told the boys to start up glass and the rest of the guys I strap on the bulletproof vest. Boom, I think I got one to the test. Hot damn, I didn't want to kill a man. Cheers, still stand tall with the Hill Clan. Y'all, you better step back. You better fall. I'm coming up blasting like a Simony Sam. I got the cheese and the bread for the ham. Shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. Say, better be ready. Yeah.
The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are the MLO Bros. If you've never watched us before, my name is Luke. This is my little brother, Isaac. Across from us is...
Yeah, please do.
Let's get that. There we go. Is Dennis, or I guess I should say Commissioner Malloy. Denny, what do you go by?
Denny.
Denny, okay. And Isaac, to make him comfortable,
Yes.
you have two jobs tonight.
What's that?
One, you have to talk like he's a commissioner, so you have to talk like Batman.
Commissioner.
And then two, anytime he gets loud or rowdy, you have to say point of order.
Point of order.
I feel like I'm at home.
Point of order.
It's over.
Point of order.
Sorry. I've literally been waiting to say that for a month. All right, Mr. Malloy, welcome to the show there, sir. Thank you for coming on. We've been a little, but we haven't really been mean to him, have we?
No. Other than
Well, there are some things I had to clear up first. Okay. I mean, the shotgun over the shoulder, that's me. That's just me.
Okay? You saw that?
And that was an old, that was my first campaign when I was an independent.
Yeah.
So I am a Republican. And when I won last time, I did run against a Democrat that was 30-0, been in office for 38 years.
Who did you beat?
Mike O'Brien.
Okay, Mike O'Brien.
Undefeated his whole life in politics.
Wow.
And I beat him.
Yeah.
But I was a Republican.
Yeah.
So you were a little, I was a Democrat, like a trafficking Democrat back in the day.
Okay.
And then I went to the middle as an independent. I said, you know what? I can't take the left and right. I can't take Nancy Pelosi. There's no Democratic president I'd ever vote for. I've always voted Republican. Why am I a Democrat? The only reason I was a Democrat was to play the game like most everybody in the Mahoning Valley.
Is, right.
So they can vote for who their commissioner is, who they can vote for whatever. So finally I woke up one day. I got woke, but on the right side, and said, I'm a Republican. I mean, I believe in guns. I'm pro-life. I'm Catholic, the whole 9 yards. I said, this is what am I doing? What am I doing standing with these Democrats?
Yeah.
So I went full-blooded Republican, voted for myself in the election, much like Nikki Frenchko, my compadre. Yeah. She ran as a Democrat and lost, ran as an independent and lost, then ran as a Republican and won, and was never a Republican until she voted for herself in the general election, crazy. Just like me. Yeah. Although I get accused of being the Democrat on the board. Right. But like many people, I'm just a Mahoning Valley guy. When it comes to politics, the partisan stuff is what gets you in the door. Once you're in the door, you need to just put all that aside and work for everybody.
You talk real fast. Hello? Yeah, you're not on. I'm on. There you go.
Hello?
There
Hello?
you go. There you go.
Was my battery dead or something?
I don't know. Sorry. It's a train wreck here, by the way. No pun intended with it.
I feel like I'm in Garth and Wayne's basement in Aurora, Illinois.
Yeah.
Like I walked into a set of Wayne's World.
Yeah. That is us.
You only do this to get out of the house away from the wife and kids.
Luke does. He does it to avoid bath time.
Is that what it is?
Well,
Yeah.
I did it at 8:30.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Very
we were
nice.
talking about something.
Okay, wait.
Set the stage.
Let's set the stage.
Okay.
So we were just kind of covering his background a little bit and
Just doing our pre-show stuff.
pre-show stuff. Just kind of, we normally don't talk about it, but you had said, and everybody listening to this is absolutely insane what you're about to hear. What we
Mind blowing.
mind blowing. Go get that picture.
so
Go-
we-
go
but-
get that picture.
Okay. So we grew up. We grew up with our spaghetti dinners on Sundays at Grandma McHugh's house, right? And Grandma McHugh was a huge Jimmy Trafficking fan. Huge. When he was in jail, she was writing to him nonstop all the time. She talked about how she sent him like painting stuff because he didn't have any. As soon as he got out of jail, she had him over for dinner, and it was like made her world that Jimmy Trafficking came over for dinner.
I had to go with her to like when he got out of prison. I had to go to like his rallies and like, I mean, I have pictures with him.
The Welcome Home Jimbo thing at
yes,
Mr. Anthony's.
Yeah, I had to go to all that stuff. I have
Yeah.
pictures with him. I think by the end of it, he was calling me Luke because I was grandma's. I was there. So today, you used to work with him?
Yes.
What was it?
When he was a friend, he was a hunting buddy of mine. I always admired him growing up, and he's hunted in Trumbull County. I was a game warden, and I hunted the same farm that he did, so I became friends with him that way.
Hunting buddies.
Yep. So we became good friends that way. He went off to art school, as he says, and when he got out, he reappeared on my show at the time on WKB and the Outdoor Icon show and invited me over for breakfast. And then when he basically came back, didn't know who to trust anymore, and lost a lot of friends and people. He went from the mighty Jim Trafficking to some people. He found out who his real friends were, I guess, put it that way. And the real core people were still there. We were with him. He did the Greta Van Susteren, and he did Hannity and Combs at the time. He did Chris Matthews and Wolf Blitzer and all that stuff. And we were with him through that time as he kind of reintegrated back. Yeah. And he never missed a beat. When he came out, he was as electrifying in his speech as he was 100%. When he went in. Now, things changed a little in his last couple of years. His views had changed a little bit, and he drifted away from the way he was back in there. Maybe I should say the times moved on beyond him.
Yeah. We'll just use the other one, Luke.
Hello? Yeah, I'm trying to hear. Sorry, there we go.
Well, you figured we always thought the wired connection would be best and work, but
we need Joe Danier just here on
we
call.
do.
On
we
reserve.
do. That's better.
Joe Danier would help us.
But anyway, so you talk about this picture, and it's clearly it's trafficking. I have one myself. I've got the John Wayne one. He did 300 or so while he was in the clink.
We pulled this. Okay, when Grandma passed away, that's what I got. Okay, just for the record, this is what I got.
Priceless.
Right, priceless. This is what we got. We hang it in our studio.
And the funny thing is, you point out, you're like, oh yeah, he customizes for my grandma, put an M in the moon. And I said,
yeah. So notice the M, the top right corner, the M.
And I said, he does that to all of his paintings. Every one of his paintings has that M up in the moon.
And why?
And from what I heard was there was someone that got him started with art supplies when he was in prison that wrote to him religiously and as a tribute to whoever this M was, which was his mystery woman, until today.
Till today.
Grandma McHugh.
You said
M is for McHugh.
We have a stack of letters from Jimbo to my grandma that big. It's got to be her.
We might have solved the mystery. He never confirmed or denied it on why the M was there. But the legend that I had heard was there was someone who was faithful that motivated him to paint and was a faithful follower, and that was a tribute to her when
faithful
he
follower. Grandma was a faithful follower. She wrote to him all the time. That's freaking bonkers.
See, the price of that just went up now. Now he's jealous he didn't get it.
That is so freaking cool.
Insane.
That is.
They're saying we're frozen.
Audio issues.
What?
We're frozen?
Are we seriously frozen right now?
Hello? Let me go on.
Dude, we're moving around. How is this happening?
Let me see.
Dude, hello? Dude, there's no way.
No, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Fine here. There we
Fine
go.
here. Yeah. So did you hear that? Everybody hear that?
Yeah, we're
The
good.
M, we have pretty dang sure the M and Jimmy Traffic.
Whether it's true or not, we're believing it now.
It's got to be.
As far as
There's
this room
no,
goes,
there's
that's
no
it.
way.
The way
Yeah.
that I presented to you and the way that you said it
There's
was just
no way.
too magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way.
We're destined
I
for this
wish
moment.
I wish we would have gotten it the original figuring that out on
There's just
live,
no. Yeah. There's just
but
no way.
My God, that
Because
was-
we have a stack of letters from Jimbo. We know she was mailing him.
yeah,
We know she sent him art supplies over and over and over.
and
We
it's
know
for
that.
McHugh.
M has got to be from McHugh.
That's wild.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
insane.
Lee,
It's pretty
Lee
cool.
McHugh. Yeah,
That is
Lena
I
insane.
get
McHugh.
little chills down the back of the neck on
that's
that one.
insane.
That's wild.
All right.
Pretty cool.
I cannot wait to tell Aunt Patty and everybody that.
Yeah.
This
He's
is
got
gonna
some
go-
family.
Jesus Prince. He's got the Johnny, just whatever hit him. He's got a lot of Dracula. He's got a lot of
Wow.
dark stuff. But these things are priceless.
Yeah,
You can't-
we
can't
have.
find them in art galleries.
Yeah, we'll hang that. Maybe we can
You
grab
need to
those
read those letters.
I don't know if
I don't want to read those letters, man.
I want to. I don't know if I want
That's
to read those
crazy.
letters. So tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from originally?
I went to Cardinal Mooney High School, west side of Youngstown, and grew up hunting and fishing my whole life.
Yeah.
But, I was a city boy.
Yeah.
But I would go up to Mosquito Lake in Trumbull County, hunt and fish. I get inspired early on and wanted to get a career in wildlife. Went to WVU, West Virginia,
Yeah.
and got a degree in wildlife.
Awesome.
The day I graduated was the day I started as a game warden in Ohio. Worked as a game warden in Cuyahoga County, and then transferred over to Trumbull County, and then went to Whitetails Limited 23 years ago, which is a national nonprofit conservation organization dealing with deer and deer hunters, raising funds, gun raffles, golf outings, things like that
Okay.
for conservation programs. So I've been around the hunting my whole life, around hunters.
Yeah.
Now the commissioner thing, I've always been involved in politics as far as advising people on gun
Yeah.
rights.
Okay. So gun rights is how
Gun
you got
rights,
to- okay.
outdoor things, whether it be governors, I've had senators, I've had presidential candidates that have come to me over the years. Hey, we got this bill, explain this to me, or what, put this to me in layman's terms. And
Right.
I've always been happy to do that no matter what side of the aisle you're on. So I was kind of known throughout the Mahoning Valley as like the go-to gun guy. And if you got a question politically about guns or the outdoors or hunting, go see Denny.
So wait, you originally ran as a Democrat.
Yes. No. Originally ran as an independent. Never ran for anything as a Democrat.
But you were registered a Democrat.
I voted Democrat to pull a Democratic primary to vote for somebody.
Jeez,
If I would have pulled a Republican primary in Trumbull County, I would have had nobody to vote for except every 6 years there's one
just to
judge.
vote on the ballot, he was a Democrat. That's how messed up
Mm.
that is.
Yeah, that's
And that's pretty much,
That's
if you look
so
at the Mahoning
messed
Valley
up.
citizens out here, there are many of them that consider themselves Republicans
Yeah.
that still pull the Democratic ballot because they're union, they're this, they're that
So
in the
ridiculous.
primary.
So
But in general, you could vote for whatever.
whatever you want.
And I found in general, I always voted for Bush. I always voted for Portman or whoever
Yeah.
the Republican was.
Right.
I was a trafficking fan.
Yeah.
I was a Ted Strickland fan, but the guy he ran against wasn't a gun guy,
Mhm.
but Ted had a hunting heritage. So I pretty much always voted for the guy that had some type of farming, rural, or hunting ties.
Mm.
I never voted for anyone in my
Right.
life that was anti-gun, and I never would.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm like that one issue voter.
Yeah.
That's the voter that gets me. If you're gonna
Yeah.
try to take my guns away, forget it. I don't care what party you're in. I'm not voting for you.
Yeah, there you go. And you're allowed to, and people are allowed to do that. I mean, there's no doubt
Yeah,
about it. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? I blend all of my things together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I like guns. I like fishing. I like outdoors. I think we've talked about this before. I think you want to smoke weed, smoke weed. You want to
Yeah.
get married to a dude, get married to a dude.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know what I
Whatever.
mean? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, as
Yeah.
long as you leave other people
Yeah,
alone. and
exactly.
I don't care.
Just don't infringe on my rights.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
tread on me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's kind of where I come
Yeah.
from.
Exactly. So it's kind of the way it is. So
Well, and politics wise, I got tired of being the guy always bitching. Like, why don't they do this? Why don't they do
Yeah.
this? And
Yeah.
someday someone's gonna do this. Someday someone.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm driving down the road and it just hit me. I'm like, I'm at that stage in life where I'm secure in my job, secure with my house. And it's like, it's time for me to give back. I've always been kind of the selfish guy a little bit with my time and my vacations and where I hunted and that type of stuff. And I always cared about my community, but I said, I'm not going to be the number 2 guy anymore. I'm going to give this a go. There was a guy who was running Democrat unopposed. I said, can't let someone run unopposed and just give him a job.
Yeah.
So I threw my hat in the ring. I ran as an independent, got 47%, which was unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, the number I got like 36,000 votes as an
Damn.
independent, which the Valley has never seen before.
I would have loved to
And-
see that happen.
And then I said, you know what? I'm in this to win it now. There's things need done with Mosquito Lake. You know, my big thing in Trumbull County is weird. It's cliquish. And as long as you're from Niles or Warren, you win every time because that's where all the votes are. And then you got
that makes sense.
23 other townships through the county
All
that are
spread out.
rural.
Yeah.
They're spread out. There are people like us, you know, guys that want
Yeah.
to live on Mosquito Lake and
Yeah.
farmers, and they got 5 acres of land, whatever. But there aren't enough of them to beat the vote in Warren and Niles. So the Democrats always controlled that belt. And so we've always had county commissioners and every county official from Warren or Niles, maybe Girard now and then, you know, just an oddball here and there, but never from the townships.
Huh.
So I said, you know, damn it, I'm gonna break that mold. The townships need some love too. We need somebody that understands farming. We need someone that understands tourism, fishing, hunting, the outdoors,
Right.
the bald eagle nest, the river otters, the turkeys, whatever.
Yeah.
We need these townships to finally get some love instead of everything south of 305 in Trumbull County.
Makes sense.
So I ran on the backs of the townships. I learned from where I ran the first time where I needed to key in more on the cities. I concentrated on Warren Niles a little bit more with parades, and you know, I had a good campaign team, and we broke the mold. And I beat a guy who was undefeated, probably the king of all Democrats in the Mahoning Valley, and Mike O'Brien, and here I am. And now we're making strides. You know, we're throwing love out to the townships, to everybody in the county feels like they have a seat at the table now to have equal representation. I love that.
Speaking of counties, townships, I guess. Robert Santos is up there. Austin Town trustee says Denny always answers his phone, no matter who it is. And then Angel says, "You and Denny both answer your phones," giving Santos a pat on the back too. But yeah,
Rob's a good guy. He's
Yeah,
a real
he's awesome.
dedicated public servant.
With
He's awesome.
so with you winning as a Republican, Nikki was a Republican when she won.
Yes, and like I said, she ran as a Democrat,
Lost.
Ran as an independent, lost. Ran as a Republican, and really what put her over the edge is you had Trump on the ballot, 2020,
Right. So it's a
And
huge right.
there's
That makes sense.
huge voting
down
block
the
there,
line.
and you had Frank Fuda, the sitting Democrat
Who's
on there,
pushing her.
who was running, didn't like Polivka, the guy that was
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
you had this anti-Dan vote, you had this pro-Trump vote,
Right.
which cracks me up because Nikki was a never Trump. She never did anything with a Trump parade. We'd have a Trump parade, flag waving.
Yeah.
I did 2 boat parades in Mosquito
Yeah.
Lake. We had like 85 boats, patriotic as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
bald eagles flying over was great. And we'd have a flag waving for Trump, you know, to celebrate him in his election. And she'd be the one out there in the Nikki Frenchko shirt with the flag, with the Nikki Frenchko
Yeah.
flag. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
come on, be a team player, you know, be a team player
Ta-
with this thing.
People at home, that's why you take a note and realize that's why it's not good to go right down the line and just check off every Republican. Nikki Frenchko's your lesson to be learned there, ladies and gentlemen.
It was just one of those weird years, you know, is one of those weird things where they didn't like the Democrat that was in there. You know, she had tried so many times, and that was it.
This is it. And
Yep.
I don't know how diehard a Republican. Isaac and I are very, like he just said, we're not. I'm registered independent. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
That's because I refuse to vote
To pick a
to
side.
pick a side.
Yeah.
Because I think it drives divide. I think it causes problems.
I think the sides are the biggest issue itself.
100%.
A lot of times they are.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't see why a sheriff, why a judge in a primary,
Right.
why you're a county engineer, why
Yeah.
even your commissioner. Am I going to like approve
Yeah.
a budget bill to
Yeah.
someone, an officer, or someone that's more Democrat than you? It just doesn't fit.
No.
There is no. We're not solving gun stuff. We're not solving abortion. We're not doing any of these
Yeah.
issues in county government.
Yeah.
But you got to play the game. You got to have that partisan thing
That's the
to get the
bullshit
funding
about it,
behind
though.
you so people understand who you're with.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, I'm proud to say, in Trumbull County, we had more Republicans vote in a primary than Democrats for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Trumbull County voted for Trump twice. Mahoning County finally did also.
Yeah.
So we went from no Republicans in the county. I ran as an independent with Republican support.
Mhm.
That year, Nikki did win. We got a state rep that won. We got a state senator that won. Wow, that's big stuff. Ran last year again. We got another state rep, Nick Santucci, that won. We had our county auditor, Martha Yoder. She won, and I won. So now we are more Republican in Trumbull County in 2 short election cycles.
That's interesting.
We're more Republican than Democrat. Unheard of. Absolutely
what,
unheard of.
What I want, and it's a big ask. You were so close. You said you almost won as an independent.
Almost. And I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to have done that.
You were close, and our buddy here almost won for the 59th, Eric Ungaro. He was that close until...
And Eric was much like me. Eric was a Democrat. Of course, he had that in his blood from his father.
100%.
But he's more of a conservative type of Democrat.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met Eric. I know Eric. And he ran as an independent.
Man.
People, I think, still labeled him a little bit more too Democrat to be embraced by the Mahoney County Republicans.
And a Democrat.
And you look at what Gino did, too. Gino came this close. I mean, Gino came
38
give him one more day knocking on doors, and he's the commissioner right now.
Yeah.
And just fell that short, which really, really hurts. But he's up against Ditzler next time, and I think Gino's going to wipe the
Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave. Did you see any of that stuff?
I did. I did. And I can't speak illy of Dave. I don't know him.
Okay.
But I'm very glad you bashed on Hagen. He's like public
enemy.
Hagen
was another one.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask you?
I had a couple runs with him.
We don't have to talk about
the post about how good of a person Hagen is. Like, was it his wife posted that, or who posted that? Like, he's such a good person. I've seen him say terrible things.
So for
Bad.
those
About
of you,
people.
so those of you,
Terrible
we got
things.
90 people watching. For those of you who are wondering what's happening, we're talking about Bob Hagen, who ran against Ruley. Again, I don't know. We've hung out with Ruley. He gave us a bunch of turkeys one time when we gave out turkeys.
So he helped us when we gave away the turkeys. Yeah.
So Hagen, I don't know what I saw Hagen in post attack some military veteran.
Yeah.
Okay, like attack a so on the MLO verse, I went after Hagen.
Yeah.
Like, who do you think you are? So then he came after us, and for God's sakes, he regretted it because we attacked him for like 5 days in a row.
Tag him in everything.
And he would comment back, and he'd be like, "You guys are blah, blah, blah," and then we would just annihilate him, and then all of our followers would go after him, and we were calling him Uncle Bob. I mean, and eventually he had to block us because it was literally getting to the point.
He got brave once before, and he ran against Trafficant when Trafficant was in his prime. He thought I'd take Jim Trafficant. Trafficant bounced him around like a little basketball, and that was when Trafficant coined the line when Bob was talking about all the stuff he brought back from Columbus, and Trafficant looked at him and said, "You know, Bob, the only thing you ever brought back from Columbus was a paycheck."
Yeah,
and the whole crowd went nuts, and that kind of destroyed. From there, he was always, basically Trafficant's bitch.
It was Rob.
Yeah.
He told me I was below the service of my country.
Yeah,
He's a military veteran.
Told him that because he didn't agree with what Hagen was saying. He said he was below. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah. And then Bob Hagen recently posted about how he can sleep well at night knowing he's a good person or something. I'm like, dude, that's a stretch.
So then the other day, again, not to change the subject, but real fast. Again, I know you don't want to
Does
talk.
this show go to like midnight? I hope so.
We could talk all night. I got nothing to do. We got time. We got time. I just want to read real fast what Mahoney County Commissioner, let's get that straight, Mr. Ditzler said to us. So now we have a new uncle because Uncle Bob blocked us. We now have Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave basically said, let's see here. He said, the best one. Hold on, let me find the best one. The best one. He insulted our podcast. He said, "You know nothing outside of filling the internet with unsubstantiated BS. What have you done for anyone but yourself?" That's towards us.
Yeah.
He said, "This is a county commissioner."
Yeah.
Talking to us this way.
What have we done? Have we done anything?
That's
I don't know.
I'll trade you 10 Dave Ditzlers for what I got.
Oh, we were going to talk about that. He said, we're a threat to democracy. He said, let's see here.
I said, what have you done? Have you stolen any signs lately, sir?
Yeah, exactly. He called us a bunch of wannabe politicians.
Wow, I do not want to be a politician.
I mean, he was amazing, but
I
this
did
is a
not.
county commissioner. Would you ever attack people on Facebook? Have you done that yet?
I had a few instances where I did fire back, and fortunately I got a good campaign manager.
Yeah.
And she either deleted or took my phone off me before I could go back any further, because I can, I don't have very much a tolerance for stupid people. And there are haters that sit there, the keyboard warriors that
Oh yeah.
they haven't walked in my shoes. They don't know what it's like to go out there and get on the campaign
Yeah.
trail and really care about this job, really care to help people.
Right.
And then they want to criticize you from something. It's like a sucker punch.
Luke
from the
does
back
it
row.
too, and I'm like, they have nothing to lose. You know what? They have nothing.
Oh,
they're shooting out into the void, trying to get your attention, and then when they get your attention, you're on the hook. And it's really
I do.
You
really,
can't let them.
but
there's
Don't bite the hook,
but,
man.
but there's a difference. We're stupid podcasters.
Yes,
He's a politician.
True.
I don't give a shit. He
Yeah.
has to. Like I don't care. I'll go
Oh,
back
look,
and forth.
speak. Joe Daniel says this is a perfect show.
There's
Well, Joe Danier taught us well.
He did.
He is
I know.
he's my mentor and idol. So Joe,
You know what? He's
hats
my
off to
mentor
you.
and idol too.
He
I
is.
love you too, Joe.
Yeah, we love you, Joe. Let's see here. So all right. So let's talk before we're gonna get into the deer, the Mill Creek Park deer,
course.
because we have an expert here, like a real expert versus everybody on Facebook. So tell us what it's like working with. I'm a big fan of Nikki.
well, I got to tell you this much. You're a big fan.
No, I'm just. No, can I
right.
explain to you why I'm a big fan?
Well, here's the
Because
thing.
She
should have an agent.
Yeah.
She should have her own TV show.
Oh, it's amazing.
She's got skills that way, but to be in the position she's in, not everything she says is wrong, but it's the approach, it's the delivery,
We
it's
said
the
that.
way
Did
you
we not say
deal
that?
with people.
Yep.
It's the
There's a little bit of hypocrisy mixed in there, too.
narcissistic attitude, a little bit, the Jezebel spirit type of thing that goes on.
Well,
And
man,
you know, I could talk to her about something in 1 minute, it's great. Next minute, you know, I'm Mr. Fat Guy sitting next to her or whatever, and
Yeah.
and she'll get with words, and it's like,
Yeah,
you know, we got to move forward in the county. We have to. There are real issues, real people's lives at stake,
yeah,
real issues in the county every day,
yeah.
and worrying about, gotcha, I got you on this. You didn't do that correctly. You didn't dot that I. You didn't cross that T. There's no place for that in government.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all have good hearts. There is no, you know, I'm a nobody that came out of nowhere that ran, and I'm trying to serve the public best I can. But if you read what she puts, sometimes it's like, you know, like we're all criminal cronies. Like this is back in 1980 Democratic politics, Mooney Valley. It's not. We've moved on. We've moved well beyond that, and we get accused of stuff all the time. So with that said, yeah, there's some issues there. There's some issues there, and you know, we always offer the olive branch. We want her to come and deal with the public meeting. She refuses. So all we can do is go on and do what we got to do. I mean, one commissioner can't buy a pencil, two can buy a building. And that's the attitude that I have right now is focus on what we can do, focus on what he's done in the county, try to stay away from the drama, the distractions, the April Fool's jokes and all the BS and everything else that's going on, and just focus on how can I serve my community better tomorrow, and what do I need to learn today so that I can be a better commissioner tomorrow.
I respect that.
your opinion, and this is an opinion, so you don't get sued or whatever. I guess you can't.
I'm already there.
Yeah, you're
Already
already
there.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I have that pulled up. Is she mean to the employees?
Horrible.
Horrible.
Or I've been in my office and I gave her, I thought it can't be like that. Can't be that bad.
I'm just
No,
wondering.
I
because we hear
listened to
about
the
it all
meetings and
time.
I thought, yeah, it can't be that
In
bad.
the meeting, my favorite part was you said, "Well, you're so mean to the girls in the office," and she goes, "Excuse me," because you're not allowed to say. Or the
forget-
girls.
girls is the bad
Well,
word.
I
You can't say
mean,
that.
the people in the office,
Employees,
and then 2 seconds later,
She's-
she calls the other guy. sitting
Morrow.
there,
She calls
She
Morrow.
calls
honey.
Morrow
Honey.
honey, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Don't call me honey,"
Right.
and it's like so hypocritical. Like
rules, yeah.
rules don't apply
rules
to you.
for thee, not for me.
Oh my god!
And that's what needs to change.
Wanna
And that's the only
vomit.
way people are going to accept her and respect her is in the position she's in.
How's the new
If she
HR?
starts-
How's the new HR manager?
Awesome. Rock star. And I knew it when we interviewed her that this girl was someone that's tough enough to handle the job, because this
Yeah.
isn't a normal circumstance you're walking into.
Right.
She's walking into an HR job
no
with
thanks.
baggage, an HR job with a history.
Baggage is a freaking under. She's
She-
got a freaking airport of
She's awesome.
baggage.
She's
yeah.
absolutely awesome. I'm proud of the work she's doing now. I think the county is way better that we have her on board with us. And when you talk about the employees, though, I've been in my office and heard screaming, and I've heard yelling, and I've heard get this and do this. And I've told her many times, they're not your maids. They're not your servants. The days of get me coffee, make me copies are done. These aren't secretaries. These aren't personal assistants. These are clerks. These are people that have real jobs, that have these are good paying jobs.
Yeah.
I'm capable and qualified to do my job. I don't need an administrator. Morrow's capable. She's capable. The three of us can get up and get the stuff we need on our own. We can attend the meetings and do our own work and come in prepared. If she doesn't want to do that and wants to put the work on somebody else, that's on her.
She
And,
can get
and
her own
I have to
person do
defend
it.
the employees with that, because I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm the one that sent the employees home because I saw 2 employees crying that day. So it got to the point where it was so bad. She was yelling, screaming. The sheriff's deputies didn't want to touch her. They were
Because they're
afraid
gonna get in
because of
trouble,
past
yeah.
litigation, but
Yeah.
when they had the arrest that went bad, and she would not de-escalate. And I kept telling her, calm down, calm down, calm down. And finally, I think I said, she's like, I'm telling the this, or I'm telling the state auditor. I said, you call the president, call God. I don't
Yeah.
care who you call. You're not going to treat people like this. You're
Yeah.
not going to come and have an attitude like this. I got people getting off the elevator turning around and going back down the elevator because we got a woman out there just screaming, going crazy in the hallway. So
wait, it's the classic. It's the classic. Oh shit!
That's it. Going down.
Walk out of the elevator. Just walk back. Like just backpedal back into the elevator.
And 5 deputies with their hands in their pocket, like afraid, waiting for the call to do something or not do something. So I said, you know what? If you're not going to de-escalate her, and she's like, I'm not going anywhere until someone helps me and gives me what I need. And she went into Human Resources office, and I said, everyone go home. We're done. I can't have the public deal with this. I can't have her come out and let the deputies go and do what she was doing before. And it was bad. When they called me, Commissioner, where you at? We already called the police. She's going off. She's pounding on doors. She's screaming at a clerk. It was an ugly situation. And thank God some of the girls, women in the office, employees in the office, they did their own tapes that day that'll come up when we get to court. I'm excited about that.
So then the lawsuit comes, and I pulled it up. We're already talking. I was going to pull it up.
Go up to the comments real quick.
Okay.
I just saw one that was pretty funny. But Dawn says, but you have to admit, Nikki's hair is a lot prettier than Denny's.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's good, Dawn. So sad.
Mine didn't get a chance to go gray.
Yeah.
Hers does.
Morrow and Dennis have their hands full. It takes it. And it's funny is Morrow's a Democrat, right?
Yes.
And you guys are working great together.
Doesn't matter. Morrow's a Trumbull County citizen that wants what's best for the people.
Yeah, Denny, and how many days does she really come to work? So that's interesting. So the lawsuit then, this is good because we've always
what's
so we've covered the Open Meetings Act and again, which is important because we've called like Steve Kent in Trust Austin Town about the Open Meetings Act where he was trying to pass stuff. On so you sent people home.
Yes.
Called Morrow.
Well, here's the thing. If I would have just sent people home on my own,
you're not allowed.
It takes 2 commissioners to do something.
Can't make a decision.
So I'd have been accused of that and sued.
Okay.
Morrow was on the phone in the office, and one of the ladies in the office said, Commissioner, we have Commissioner Canham Lace on the line. Do you want to talk to him? I said, yes. I said, Morrow, she's going nuts here. She's yelling. She's not de-escalating. She refuses to calm down, go back to the office. The deputies don't want to do anything but just stand here and not do anything. It's a dangerous situation. It's a hazard right now. I got people getting off the elevator. We got people trying to get passports across the hall. It's an unsafe work environment. I'm going to send the people home. 45 minutes. It's like 45 minutes before work's done anyway. And he says, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I admitted I said that. I'm not lying to anybody about that.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting sued for making a decision with a commissioner without 24 hours notice and notifying the media.
So
I'm supposed to do a press release to the Tribune and say, in 24 hours, I'm going to send everybody home. We're just going to stand here for 24 hours to make sure everybody knows that. And then she's suing one of the other commissioners, the guy before me, because Morrow and him got together and canceled work on a snow day. How do you not? I mean, if it's snowing outside, people want to know. Is superintendent calls schools off?
Is that Frank?
Yeah.
This is called transparency, which you've been preaching since you got elected. And
Points
now,
of order.
now it doesn't
This
get you,
has
Ms.
to
Pres-
deal. Your discussion has to deal. Stop with the
Ms.
fucking
Pres-
gavel.
Stop that language in this meeting.
No.
No.
She gavelled me. She took my gavel too. So that's a normal
dropped
occurrence.
an F-bomb in a freaking meeting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry. I was saving that clip too for like 6 months.
You've been dreaming about this for a while.
Dude,
haven't
I've
you?
been so excited. Somebody sent me that today. Tony Marr sent me that today, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. So Frank's getting sued for talking to another commissioner to make a decision. It's dangerous on the roads. We're shutting the county down today. We're shutting all county workers. Isn't that what you're supposed to do as county commissioner? How do you know 24 hours in advance and notifying the media that tomorrow it's going to snow and be an ice storm? And you have to
So
cancel
she's
work?
trying to say that there's like illegal stuff going on, but it's nothing but
I'm
the
the-
reason it's happening is to protect the people.
I would say what I did is an emergency situation. I would say what Frank and Morrow did in that situation,
Yeah.
an emergency
Yeah.
situation.
But
we'll
in
have our day in
emergency,
court.
yeah,
which
in
I look forward to.
emergency situations, though, you don't have to give a 24-hour notice.
No.
Yeah, that's what it's
There's
going to
case
come
law.
down to.
But she's got this guy that works with her.
Yeah.
And he does nothing but make a living on suing townships, boards of education, and municipalities. That's what he does for a living.
What's his name? We got to get him
Brian
for
Ames.
we got to get him for the Poland Village.
Hell yeah. Let's
he is
go,
known,
dude.
He is known for doing that, and he's making his way around.
I got a
He's suing Mahoning. He's suing Trumbull. He's suing Columbiana.
I'm going to need you to go out.
Yeah, okay, good. We got to get his name after we're done because we're going
I
to
think
see
he's
the
contacted
Poland Village lawyer. We got a problem with that guy. Freaking jerk.
Well, yeah, sometimes it needs done. I guess. Sometimes it needs done, but we're all for good government. We're just trying to do our jobs. When Mario and I go in there, we're trying to do our jobs.
Yeah.
We're trying to do what's best. We need a dog pound. We need a new 911 center. We need a new health department. We need morale back. Right now, county workers are scared to death. They don't brag about where they work.
Right.
And I'm sick and tired of everywhere I go, people asking me, is she really that crazy? I went to my aunt's funeral a couple weeks ago. And I run into some people I haven't seen in like 30 years. Everyone's mourning. They're crying. The casket's up front in the church. And I run into someone. The first thing they do, give me a hug. And they're like, man, is she really that nuts? Is she really that crazy? And I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? There were like 5 relatives that wanted to ask about that. And next door neighbors and everything. They want to know about her. It's not enough talking about her. Wow. Enough, we got to move on for something positive. We can't deal with that every single day of our lives.
Until she's gone.
It is fun to talk about.
You're gonna.
I get it. It is, and it is. We had. I'll give you this, and she's probably listening.
Oh,
she'll get a big smile out of this.
Loving
I guarantee.
Loving it.
She wasn't there last week. People came unglued because they couldn't see their favorite show on her TV. They don't like her, but that's the only way they can see the drama. I mean, they could see us, and I had people watch our feed and say, we see you. It's like watching C-SPAN. We want to watch her to see what crazy stuff she says.
We
want to see her flip the hair. We want to see her, adjust the look and stuff like that.
And that's what I always say too.
Right.
Yeah.
So they aren't all friends. She gets a lot of views, but they're not friends. They're just people creeping there. They want to see what's going on.
Oh, I do.
It's always in the first people to rush a defender are the guys with cars in their profile picture, and like the 45 to 65-year-old guys freaking love her and always run to her defense.
It's always.
Always.
I don't want. I mean, it's always funny how her dress is too, though, right? Like the cut. Let's be honest.
Well, the other thing that frustrates me,
I'm gonna say it.
The thing that frustrates me is she talks about how it's all about the people. I'm recording this for the people. You can literally, turn your phone sideways and get all 3 commissioners, but she keeps it vertical, so it's just her.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like it's that easy.
Yep.
Like if you really are doing just turn it sideways and put everybody in it.
It's
Instead of like
it's all about that. It's about the comments and it's about.
She has to be in it. And
we are talking, Pat. We're talking about Nikki Frenchco, the commissioner, Trumbull County Commissioner, right now. Sorry, she's jumped on. We're keeping everybody up to pace.
Reset the pins.
Reset the pins.
It's like a radio show.
Yeah, reset the pins.
So that's.
I mean, I do feel bad for her in a sense, because I mean, I've seen her in places before where I've been in with other politicians and other dignitaries, and they're all whispering behind her back. They're all pointing at her. They're all, you'll see her walk around and eventually someone will be nice and cordial or whatever. How you doing, Commissioner? This and that. But for the most part, you watch her walk around, it's pretty sad. You walk around, it's like, damn, she dug herself that deep that these people here are mocking her. They're talking about her behind her back. They don't respect her. They don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she doesn't get it that they don't, if she's just got balls that big that she doesn't care, or if she just knows and just keeps moving on.
From what I think, it's what I read and see, she thinks she's doing the county a favor, fighting a war against the old guard. But you're new, new, right? I mean, you're
I'm new. I'm not the old guard.
Yeah,
I'm not connected to any. I have no relatives in Trumbull County.
Yeah,
I have nobody that works there. I never got anyone a job ever in my life.
Yeah, and then she's being mean to the county employees because I'm trying to fix it, and it's like that's not like Isaac and I talked about this. That's
doing
not
it
how
the wrong way.
Yeah, you win them over and get them to do what you want. That's not.
Yeah, and you're
how
trying
you
to
do it.
you're trying to expose people and pin it on them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's always that got you moment. She wants to be the one that says gotcha. Like she's the one who would burn the house to the ground just so she can get the credit for saying I called 911.
Yeah.
And to be in front of the camera when they got there to interview about the fire. It's not right.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And and here's something too. I'm not trying to jump on and bash on you. There's more positive stuff we can talk about.
Yeah.
But there's an instance coming on right now with 911. And I just had to do a big thing to turn over to the state ethics investigator and the attorney general's office for her calling 911 to talk to somebody on a 911 tape line.
We listened to those tapes.
You heard that?
Oh yeah.
Well, then I looked. Someone posted on Facebook. She called 911 like 23 times.
Yeah, we listened to everyone.
How many times have you called 911 in your life?
Yeah, exactly.
I was a police officer and I called 911 maybe 6 times in my life when I came across whatever.
Yeah,
23 times in like 3 months.
Yeah,
that's like crazy cat lady stuff.
Yeah,
we listened to every one of them. We listened like the Sun call. It was
it just doesn't make sense. There's an issue there somehow.
Yeah,
you don't just. I mean,
you're
the boss there. You know every number. You know their cell phone numbers. You know every non-emergency number there. and you're just going to call 911 and ask to talk to.
You're
at
that point. You're wasting a good line for somebody that could legitimately
There's
use
2
it.
911 lines there. She
Yeah.
tied them up for 3.5 to 4 minutes apiece every time she calls. God forbid somebody would have been with a heart attack.
Yeah.
And they're calling, and she wants to know where do you file this report? I mean, you can't do that.
So the county commissioners, 911, roads, what else? Do you guys?
Well, you got the highway engineer, county engineer deals with the roads. We deal with the jail. We deal with job and family services, all the welfare, all the child abuse, domestic abuse stuff. We deal with all the budgets for the courts. We deal with human resources, of course, the county building inspectors. We've got the ag center. God, there's so many different. We got the planning commission, which is crucial. There's 2,500 employees in Trumbull County.
Yeah, wow.
Most of them are under the county commissioners.
Yeah.
Now the auditor has their branch. The recorder has his branch. The clerk of courts has hers. But all these other county departments, all these different department heads that we have, they all fall underneath the county commissioner. 911, the sheriff's department, that's all under the county commissioners as far as their budgets and their money. The sheriff runs his department, but we run the budget, and the tax dollars that come in all come through the county commissioners.
Yeah, you guys oversee.
And that's how we function is on tax dollars.
That makes sense. Did you ever fire anybody because they weren't in your political party?
No.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, we did have to fire a couple people, and it's not an easy decision.
Were they not in your political party? Did they
have no idea whether
did they
were or
not vote for? Did they show up at a recount? And you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. That's not even on the radar.
Okay, I was just wondering, because down here in Mahoney County, Dave Ditzler and Carol Spaghetti, that's what they do here. They meet in secret and fire janitors. Fire janitors. Yeah, you did it, Ditzler. Uncle Dave, you did it. I know you did. I can't wait. Sorry, I'm never going to be over that. We haven't dealt
with anything like that. I could tell you, we do take our job seriously, and especially with the scrutiny we're under. Everybody's on guard.
Oh, dude,
the stress and anxiety level is up high, and I think everyone's trying to do their job doubly correct,
I'm sure,
just to prevent any scrutiny, or they don't want her to have that moment of "I told you so." That I knew you were doing this wrong, and so everybody really, really tries really hard to make sure they do everything correct and within the lines.
That's got to be tough. I mean,
it's tough. It's tough to live that way. It's tough to come into work every day and wonder if today's the day that you're just minding your own business and or it's like you're an ant. It's like, hey, I'm gonna get up today. It's today the day I'm gonna get stepped on by an elephant. Or it's today the day that I'm gonna find a piece of corn and carry it back to the nest. You don't know. When people come to work, it's like a crapshoot. But I'll tell you what, though, the employees that are there do not deserve to be treated with disrespect.
Nobody
in any way,
gets
shape,
treated.
or
Nobody
form.
does.
They're valuable assets.
Nobody
Every
does.
employee we have there is
They
valuable
are
asset.
just going to work.
They're humans doing their job.
They don't
And
need to
we're
be
not. I'm not a
dealing with
king.
that.
I'm not the emperor.
Yeah.
I'm one of 3 county commissioners put there by taxpayers to oversee the tax money and to make sure things function properly.
Yeah.
And that's all. I'm a co-worker. And gosh, she hates when I say that, but I am. I'm a co-worker with them. I'm not their boss. I'm a co-worker.
Yeah.
And if, in my opinion, you asked if I ever fired anybody, really no, and I never will. Because my philosophy is you fire yourself.
That's fair.
Everyone knows their policies, procedures, and rules.
Yeah.
If you break them, if you violate them, you're firing yourself. I'm not gunning for anybody. If you don't perform the way you're supposed to, and you're a disruption, or you're causing problems, or it's habitual, you're going to fire yourself. That's it. It's not me.
Remember that, Isaac.
The hostile work environment I work in, working for my older brother. That's a great time with all these people watching. The MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator. We were actually loan officers, and he's my boss. So call me if you need a home loan. I'll take care of you, and Luke will yell at me as I write your loan up for you.
Freaking do a better job.
This was big. I'll tell you what. I mean, I knew about you guys. I watched, the dating game music thing, Meet the Commissioner.
I have that saved.
It's funny.
That is great.
People can go back in the archives and watch.
You missed it too. Somebody commented, "Hey, I think Dennis, I think that's the same shirt that you wore when you had the shotgun over your shoulder."
No, it's not. That was an orange one. But I am a flannel guy. I'm a regular dude.
All right, listen, I'm not going to play it.
suit.
I'm not going to play it now because we're literally going to be. This is going to be like an hour and a half show because we're going to still talk about the deer. I will play it after. Listen, like 87 people watching, do us a favor. Follow the MLO Bros right now. Just click the little 3 buttons and follow us. I will play the Mahoney or the Trumbull County Commissioners. Meet the Mahoney. I keep saying it. Meet the Trumbull County Commissioners.
Like I said, I was a Republican when I ran. That's the
it's
old.
That's
the
only
like
video.
4-year-old commercial.
Also, down below, could you please give us a like, a thumbs up, a heart, a laughing face, whatever you can down below. Get us a like. It helps us out. Also, check out our sponsors down below. Century 21 Agent Kelly Herron, Valley Insurance Group, as well as the Third and Perryweather, a children's book from a local author. Check all those people out down below. They're awesome.
And share it with your friends too.
Yeah,
share this.
Share. That's the way to do it.
Some people watching, they got 4,000, 5,000 friends.
Yeah, share. But Nadine said, I love that episode. But anyways, we'll play this thing. I made this clip of it's like an intro. It's the old 60s show with like the dating game. It's the dating game theme. And dude,
it was actually very impressive. You did a good job.
You got skills.
I came up with that like 10 minutes.
You got like Joe Danier in skills.
Joe and I were really good together because he's like real organized and I'm all over the place.
He's chaos.
I am chaos and Joe's super organized.
Pushes the
we
chaos.
We need to show those two on a road trip together in Joe's.
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever watched
The Odd Couple?
Joe and I go ghost hunting together. Did you? I don't. We go ghost hunting, so it is literally like the Odd Couple when we go ghost hunting.
Tony Marr says point of order. We have to talk about. We have to talk about
point of order.
We have to talk about deer in Mill Creek Park.
All right. So before we talk about that, let's do this. Good luck with that whole Nikki thing and the county thing getting sued and all that. I don't think. I think if you're in politics, you're going to get sued. It's just the way it is.
You know what? We got good attorneys. Our attorneys beat her attorneys many times before. That's why we got them. We'll move on from this, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're deer. We'll get beyond this.
All right, we're going to talk about deer. Okay, so deer. Let's just set the stage here. I'll try and do it, and then we'll fill in. So, Mill Creek Park has decided that, or did a survey.
Mill Creek Park, the biggest park in city
Can
park
you do it?
in the nation. I think
it's something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Biggest metropolitan.
Yes, that one.
Maybe we should ask the.
I don't know. Mill Creek Park. Ever heard of it?
Maybe we should ask the ODNR guy that was like 30 years.
And I get a unique skill set. I worked at the park through high school for 8 years.
You know who told Grandma McHugh used to talk about that all the time.
Maybe ask
Mill Creek Park.
Then I worked for ODNR, and now I do what I do.
Biggest metropolitan park.
And the parks have had a survey last year. They flew a night vision drone.
Okay.
Over not just the park that you think of, like the park with like Cossack Trail and all that stuff, like all the park areas. So like Struthers and the one south of 224 and like Hitchcock Woods and over off where Grandma's at, where your house is.
Yeah.
There's that little thing over there.
Yeah, off of Western Reserve.
Yes. Yeah, off of Blosser.
Okay.
Or base. Yes.
No, that's off 165.
Yes. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
So all
that's Mill Creek Park still all the way there.
It's different
they
sections.
bought stuff down all the way to Springfield.
That's right.
Yeah, there's that little creek down there by the airport. It's all Mill Creek Park.
Yes.
So they did a bunch of surveys and they said there are 355 deer per square mile. Okay.
378, and it's absolutely bogus.
Okay.
There's no way in hell.
Hold on. We're gonna get there.
So you don't think there's that many deer?
Hold on. Point of order.
Okay.
Point of order.
Okay.
So that's what they presented. And then they now have come up with a plan that they're either going to pass or not pass.
Okay.
That says there will be 2 ways to cull, C-U-L-L, the deer.
Cull. Yes.
Cull. Night vision government paid snipers.
Hell yeah, bro. Have you seen those videos? Those videos are sick. Where they have the night vision and they shoot the wolves and stuff. Can we record that, please? That is so sick.
Point of order. Then, and that is going to be north of 224 in the populated areas. Okay. So then that way they're not having a bunch of freaking hicks like me.
How do you get that job?
I don't know.
The night vision
It's
guy?
not what you think it is.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys before, the guys that they're hiring for this.
Yeah.
They're just a couple rednecks to get legally poached. That's all it is.
And then south of 224 and some of those other areas that aren't as populated, they will raffle off or lotto off, I want to say it's like 32 tickets a day during like hunting season for archery and some during gun.
Okay.
And you get to bring a friend. So it's like 64 people a day. But again, it's like spread out in the areas.
Yeah.
So how did I do?
You sound like you work for the park.
Well, I read one of their articles.
Okay, right. Yeah. So you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. That's all I had.
That
was the Vindicators.
I would like to hear what he has to say.
I was reading the Vindicator. Again, this is not biased.
Point of order.
I grew up around the park. I worked at the park. I worked for ODNR. I know all this works. We've done deer surveys before. There's been credible deer surveys, in areas like Oglebay down in West
Yeah,
Virginia,
we've been there.
Sharon Woods in Columbus,
We flipped
Ann Arbor, Michigan, the north side of Pittsburgh, where they've had deer populations, overpopulations, where they've tried birth control, they've tried trapping, relocating, they've done snipers. Cuyahoga Valley National Recreation Area and Cleveland Metro Parks, they've done the surveys. And I can tell you right now, 387 deer per square mile equates to a deer every 120 feet in Mill Creek Park properties.
That doesn't make any sense.
Think about that for a second.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
If the park were doing the survey of us in the room right here, we'd have 77 people in this room right now, according to their data. I'm dead serious with you. This data is so bogus that we asked about who did the survey, how much experience do they have doing the survey, all right, what were they paid? We know some of that stuff. This is new technology, this infrared thing. I don't think they can count that many squirrels and raccoons in the parks for 387 per square mile, which equated to like 3,000 deer living in Mill Creek Park. Or 30, more than 3,000, which means they want to get it down to 1 in 20, which they're saying they need to kill 2,900 deer in Mill Creek Park. Okay. You can't find 2,900 people from here to the old mill if you tried. And they think there's that many deer in Mill Creek Park. It's ludicrous. I saw that and I'm like, that's a mistake.
I don't think that
38.7.
there would be no vegetation anywhere.
It would be like the dunes, like on Planet of the Apes. You know, there'd be nothing.
I all of a sudden just pictured like the snipers fire and just deer just charging them.
Well, didn't they like at one point they like gassed geese, didn't they?
Yeah, the
They
same
really
group
pissed
as
off.
they want to
Yeah.
hire to do
Who
this.
the hell thought
Went
of
in at night, caught the
gassing
geese, gassed them, and threw them in a dumpster, and thought that people wouldn't notice when they show up the next day with their basket of bread and there's no geese.
They got the guy who wanted to gas the geese. They
Someone's
found him.
gonna ask
They found him
questions.
in South America.
I mean, that was horrible. Horrible PR. And now they want to get back into this, and it's like plant life versus deer. Yeah, I think the deer ones are. I'm a hunter. I'm as big a hunter as anybody watching or listening right now. And I'll err on the side of hunting all the time. Not against hunting. They need to hunt some parts of Mill Creek Park. The outer areas, the areas that used to be hunted,
That's what we're
the
talking
areas,
about.
the
Like
border
south
areas
of
where you can
224,
hunt.
right?
I mean, to keep the population down. Now, to get from 224 all the way to Youngstown, north side of Youngstown, no, you don't need to hunt in those areas.
Yeah.
And they have a deer population, not an overpopulation. Until Aaron Young or that board can justify without smiling and laughing and breaking out laughing their data that there's 387 deer per square mile, it's all moot point. Killing any deer is off the table. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the most oversight of government I've ever seen in my entire life. And I am a 30-year deer professional that deals with deer every day of my life.
Vegans.
Hello?
If you look at the deer surveys where they have called deer, you look at Ann Arbor, you look at these places where they had massive deer overpopulations, they weren't half of 387 deer per square mile. 387 deer per square mile means that we're like 10 times more than any other place in the country that has a deer overpopulation.
So what do you want
Aaron
to do?
Young, are you freaking kidding me?
Survey it or something?
Get us a credible survey.
Yeah.
Show us what the real data is. I was on the park board. They had an advisory board a couple years ago. And this is important.
Yeah.
They reached out and they said, we want to get the best people for all these new advisory boards to advise the board on what to do best. So they got me, they got the Mahoney County Game Warden, they got presidents of sportsmen's clubs, they got Susie Bieber, who was a woman sportsman. We had 8 people that between us, I think we figured out we had like 180 years of professional wildlife paid experience. So we were on this advisory board. We talked about the geese. We went over raccoon control. We got the deer. You know what they told us? Well, we haven't had a deer complaint in like 4 years. That's okay. Well, if you get a complaint, we need to hear it. Finally, one came in from someone that bordered Hitchcock that a deer came and ate her flowers at night. Okay, we got a complaint. Do we need to do anything? No, we don't need to do anything. It's not an overpopulation. It's not a problem. There's no other issues through the park. So you know what they did after that? They fired us. We got an email, and the whole advisory board was let go. They replaced us. And you know what they put on the wildlife advisory board? Botanists, plant biologists, and a whole bunch of environmentalist people that are on the wildlife board. There isn't a wildlife professional on the wildlife advisory board. Not one. They replaced the best of the Mahoning Valley with people that they can control.
You think the botanist wants to get rid of the deer for eating all the plant life?
Absolutely.
That's what they actually said that in the article.
You know, the rose garden and the plants in the park are a thing. Now there's always other controversies about people that when they reintroduce plants into the park. And the park director, He was a landscape architect, I believe, before here, which
Yeah.
means he's the guy that went out and designed flower beds and stuff for a career and for a living. Horticulture. That's his background, not wildlife. And so for them to come and try to tell a civilized society to scare them by saying there's that many deer, when I hear 387 deer, I'm like, oh my God, this is like zombies. We need to get out there with a baseball bat and start killing them before they start killing people. That's untrue. It's false. It's bogus. They just hired an attorney, from what I understand, to get an injunction. They hired Mark Dan.
Yeah.
Who, everyone knows Dan from back in the day. Yeah. Good choice. But they need to get to these park board members that were appointed by Judge Russo and tell them, you need to listen to science. Look at this study and look how fake it is. This is fake news. If I ever saw it in my entire life. Show me a real study. If you show that we're like 35 deer,
I was going to say, let me ask
we'll
you,
deal with that.
What in your mind, being the expert, would call for calling a deer in Mill Creek Park? What number?
You get over maybe over 40 to 50 deer per square mile in a park setting.
So 40 or 50 would do it.
It's almost 10 times more than that. 10 times.
Think of that. So if the survey came back,
Aaron Young is the Fauci of park management.
I think he's coming on our show. If he still will after all this shit goes down. No, not Fauci. That's Aaron Young. Fauci's coming on. Well, hold on. Let's say a survey came back, Dennis, and it comes back at 55.
Right.
Per would you be for a calling?
I would be for controlled hunting. I wouldn't be for paying one tax dollar to go and pay somebody to take a deer out at night from the back of a truck over a bait pile with a light.
Okay.
That's poaching.
Against that. Okay.
That's animal control. These deer in Mill Creek Park through COVID and everything, and I'm not getting soft in my old age. I'm not a cat lover guy type or whatever.
Yep.
I'm crazy.
Yep.
I love the animal to death.
Oh,
and I respect the animal. And I eat deer. I love deer. I love the
whole
hunting thing. Absolutely.
There you go.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
But there's a difference hunting in this setting here with what they want to do. I mean, there's a guy who has a Facebook page for all these deer.
Yeah.
And he could tell you whose deer is who their mother is, who the father is, who their sisters are. He's got the whole lineage. He's like the 23andMe of Mill Creek Park deer.
Yeah.
And they all got names, and people come and see them, and these deer aren't hurting anything. They wander neighborhoods at night. That's what deer do. They eat, they come back in. The biggest problem is people feeding them.
Yeah.
People, they want to see them. That's why they got corn piles around Lake Glacier and Glacier Heights and all around these different areas. All they're doing is leading that deer ultimately to death, because what's happening, they did the survey.
Yeah.
They did the survey at a time when the deer are congregated together, either over food source or bedding. And they fly over with that drone. They see, wow, there's 18 deer there. Well, let's multiply. How big of a space is that? That's like a 40-yard circle.
Like a survey.
Then they assume that every 40-yard circle in the park has 18 deer. It doesn't. You got to add some common sense into this thing and realize they were feeding or they were bedding, and that's why they were grouped up. Yeah. And they're not grouped up. You might not see another deer for 1,000 yards, but they, in their data that they put together, in their rocket science data, with no professional wildlife experience or no wildlife management or forest management plan in Mill Creek Park, they came up with this. Well, we'll call them, and it's unheard of. It's absurd.
So you're saying they're calling because of it's the people supporting the flowers or whatever it is. Right?
It's so interesting.
That's the theory.
I never would have thought that the enemy of a vegan isn't necessarily the hunter, it's a botanist.
That makes sense.
It makes total sense, but you never think about
the botanist,
the person
and the
who
vegan
loves the plants. The vegans hate that they're killing the animals. The botanist hates the animals because they eat the plants.
But
so
I do have some things to touch on, though, about this topic that are probably going to piss some of the people off watching right now.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that because it's fine. Can you count the amount of deer in Mill Creek Park and say, let's just say we didn't know the survey.
All right.
I go walking down Cossack Trail around the park. Right. Could I say there's a problem with deer, yes or no, based on what I visually see as a hiker?
In certain areas of the park, yes, where the vegetation
Cossack Trail.
All right. You got to understand too, we're at that time of the year when people are looking now. This is when everyone's aware.
Yeah.
And they look at the parks, they're like, holy shit, there's no leaves, there's no vegetation, there's nothing. Well, guess what? It's freaking end of winter, Einstein.
Yes.
The plants haven't blossomed yet. Give it 2 months and you won't, like a turkey hunter knows this. You go in the woods and see for a mile. You get out there second week of turkey season, you can't see a turkey coming at you from 30 yards away because everything greened up.
Right.
Spring hit and everything turns green and everything blossoms and grows. So they are looking at the park right now. They're scaring you with Look at the damage in the park now. They're scaring you with an inflated survey, and they're trying to brainwash people to believe we need to get out there and kill these deer.
I was
before
looking
they
at it
come
another
after
way
our kid
because
children.
people on some of these Facebook groups are literally saying, I didn't see any deer today when I went for my mile hike, so there's no deer problem. Again, I'm not saying there's everything fun. I am just saying some of these people in these groups,
Obviously, those numbers are a little overinflated.
they're overinflated, but
Obviously.
these people on Facebook are freaking insane. I don't care what you say. Some of these people that, again, are against these deer, you could say there are 550 deer per square mile, right? Apocalypse. They're going to not want those deer killed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like some of the I guarantee it. Some of these people on here that are watching right now aren't, because they are pets to them. They are.
And here's the thing, and here's
It's
where
the
I come in.
It's the anti-hunters.
It wouldn't matter how many deer are on that on in the park. They wouldn't want to kill them just because.
Well, and
Yes,
here's the thing:
that's
we
the
don't
problem.
even need to have that argument though.
Okay.
If we had real data from the park,
Then we can have that argument.
Yeah.
then we don't. But at this point, and like I told this park people, I went and spoke in
Yeah.
front of these people.
Yeah, I
I went
heard
in the
that, yeah.
lion's den. You know, Denny Malloy,
Luke, go in the comments. And
whitetail hunter.
Yeah.
And I went in the lion's den and spoke in front of all these.
I couldn't
deer
believe you
people.
did that, by the way.
And I said, here's where we need to break it down. We're all here because we love deer in some capacity. Okay. Let's eliminate sharpshooter, hunter, this, that. Let's just get down to the basics. Let's look at the data of why the park says there's a problem.
Yeah.
And if we get the true data, there is no deer problem. And we can all go home, and you can love to watch the deer,
And I can love to eat 'em.
hunt the deer. And I
We
go
can
home
all
and
be
eat a
friends.
deer burger,
Yeah,
right.
and you go home and
Yeah.
take a picture. It doesn't matter. So we don't need to have that argument. The
Okay.
park is what
Luke, go
wants
in the
people to
comments
have
and
this
scroll
argument.
up a little
now.
bit. I have to. You have to read this comment. Scroll up.
This one?
No, a little higher. Stacy says, I really want to hear more about deer birth control. That's where I am in life. Is it a patch, a pill? And then Tony Marr says, I think it's called Plan D.
And,
Sure,
and
there are deer.
actually, there is no real deer birth control, because we can go give them the pill and put it in the food.
Yeah.
But then what happens if that deer gets hit by a car and you take it home and feed it to your wife and kids?
Oh.
Shit.
Then what happens?
Oh, wow.
What happens if
You
bald
never
eagle
know.
eats that carcass?
Yeah.
Can't do that type of stuff.
that's
Yeah.
So what they do when they do birth control, they go out, they shoot the deer with a dart, they catch it, they have a little mobile emergency room, they set it up, they tie the tubes, they let the dog go back.
That's crazy.
They did this in many cities. They did this in Cleveland. 3 years later, the deer population was 20% higher than what it was when they initiated that, and they spent $280,000
Wow.
giving vasectomies to deer, and they were further along down the road, because you, like with the bucks, one buck out there, you don't care if you try to do vasectomies on the bucks. All it takes is one. He'll go and breed the whole damn herd if you let him. Now with the does, you're not going to catch them all. And then the does, when they see their populations are going down, Mother Nature kicks in, and she'll let her have 3 does. And here's the thing about
Isaac, nature finds a way.
here's what my thing in my whole career of being a deer biologist, what I believe. There are bucks in the park that are mega bucks. There's like 4 bucks that there are pictures of.
I've seen one
that
that's
are
absolutely
booners. They call them. They're 170, 180 inches of antlers on their head.
Yep.
Healthy, like Bambi's dad type deer.
Yep.
And the does are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the bones sticking out of them. We don't find any deer dying of starvation. And I've seen starvation. I've seen it in the Cuyahoga Valley, where we found 30 dead deer once, all within 100 yards of each other, and they had full bellies, full throats, and full mouths, because they were eating stuff that it took more energy to digest than they were getting from it. So they literally ate themselves to death.
Wow.
When they start eating bark and pine cones and pine needles,
They don't have anything.
they're on the way down. They're not doing that in Mill Creek Park. We're not having that. The first thing you would see in an overpopulation is reduced beam diameter. If the deer are unhealthy, if they're not eating, get enough nutrients,
You're seeing ribs.
their antlers are they're gonna see the ribs. They're gonna come out of winter and not fit, and first thing it's gonna affect is their antler growth. You're not gonna see mega giants like the park has if you got an unhealthy deer herd. So what the Mill Creek Park is doing right now goes against all science in America. And I mean, there are deer biologists been around forever that look at this data and they're laughing at us.
Yeah.
And we got a guy who's trying to play magician, like watch over here while we do this over here. Can't have that.
I got a
can't drink that Kool-Aid.
before we wrap this up. I got a gun guy question for you.
Yes.
So, I get in this argument with libertarians all the time. Like, I agree with a lot of what the libertarians stand for, but there's one thing. Being a gun guy, where do you draw the line? Like, what is too much that a citizen should have in guns or weapons or whatever? What is too much? Where do you draw
my limit? I mean, there are some guys that say there is no limit at all. Ever.
Shall not be infringed.
Bazookas.
Now, we have background checks, and sportsmen understand that, and they abide by it.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them. Will go on a limb and say, I don't want a bad guy to ever buy one of my guns. I mean, if I ever sell a gun and I found out you committed murder with it, or you robbed somebody, I'd be devastated. Yeah. So when I'm selling a gun to you, which happens, I usually don't sell guns. I've sold like 1 or 2 in my whole life.
Yeah.
But I would like to know if you're a good guy or a bad guy. There's nothing that lets me do that.
Yeah.
So if they came and said, all right, private sales, you and me got to go into a gun shop. They'll do a background check on you, and the gun dealer will just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't need to know what you did. I don't need to know anything about your background.
That's fair.
I just want to know that you can pass a background check.
Yeah.
Then I could do my private sale to you. Right now, I could take you out in the parking lot, and I could sell you a gun right now.
And that's what's happened at gun shows.
No, gun shows. Most all gun shows,
they don't do it anymore.
They self-police themselves. And they make you go through a
But
background check.
the libertarian argument would be, well, that's not, even if you put that in place, that's like a law in place that there has to be a background check. Doesn't stop people from privately getting together and selling each other guns, because you're a good person. You care that the person you're selling the gun to isn't a piece of shit.
Dude,
but some people just don't care.
But if you get a driver's license, you need a background check. We talked about this before.
Yeah, you should.
Another question. Bobcats and wolves, release them in
Mill Creek
Mill Creek Park.
That's what I was saying. The vegans can't get mad at that. That's Mother Nature.
Bobcats, mountain lions.
You get like 5
there are
bears.
Bobcats already.
Okay,
Mountain lions. We get some bears and some wolves.
Well, Bobcats are already here. We just had a guy trap one in Trumbull County. They're everywhere in Columbiana. They're through Mahoney County.
Grizzly bears.
Bobcats aren't going to affect the deer population.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
they're not a deer predator.
Like 10 grizzly bears.
Bears. We do have bears that wander in Ohio too, and a bear will take a fawn. But when there's an abundance of other food, and there is no bear overpopulation,
we need
Ohio,
something more aggressive than a bear.
Food. Bears are omnivores.
Okay.
They're gonna
get rid of bears.
Scrap wolves. Out of the question. We do have coyotes.
Why not?
We have coyotes all over.
Why can't we
coyotes aren't bad.
Why can't
coyotes help thin things in the population? You get in a wolf thing, you open a whole new can of worms.
Are they not?
We already have problems right now with somebody's Shih Tzu getting eaten by a coyote. Now, can you imagine someone's horse gets eaten by a wolf? That's a whole nother bag.
And if the wolves don't work, we go get lions.
I think mountain lions. Those are a natural Ohio thing, right? I mean, you're dope.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna
people,
see. We're gonna see a comment on here.
Snatched up on the trail.
Lions. I think. Watch. Give me 1 second here, and we'll see him pop up here and talk about it.
I think
he knows who I'm talking about.
You need to add in mountain lions to like 15 of them in the Mill Creek Park.
Yeah.
That's a natural Ohio thing.
Mountain lions, dude. People will be getting jumped on the trail.
And this is the problem. Besides man, the only predator deer have in a park setting like this is a Goodyear tire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's the only predator they have. Cars.
Yeah,
and maybe they'll get run by dogs.
Yeah,
and get run to death. That happens occasionally, but most of the time the deer will get away from that. But Goodyear tires and man are the only predator. You take man out of the equation, then we just let the deer overpopulate till they all get hit. And there was a time when that little stretch of 224 where the park crosses over the Hitchcock Woods area.
That was real bad.
That was one of the top areas in the state, according to Highway Patrol roadkill collision slips in the whole state for car deer accidents. There was a time back even in the 70s and 80s, that was a hot spot for deer getting hit by cars. So we've had deer in the park for a while.
Oh, they're there. I mean, they're there. I mean, I've seen them walking. We
did a hunt 20 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember it or not, but that was Louisville Rod and Gun coordinated it. They drew permits. People hunted Mill Creek Park. Here we are, 22, 23
They didn't get a lot
later.
of deer though when they did that, right?
They did. They got enough that we haven't had a deer problem for 20 years. Nobody's bitched about it.
What
all of a sudden?
Problem? Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here too. By the way, I was gonna say
I'm just getting started.
Yeah, I know. What was the other thing I was saying about the deer? Do you think it's safe to hunt? Not obviously in the main part. Do you think it's safe to hunt in some of those other spots?
And those claims, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Don't be out there saying I'm worried about my house getting shot.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not an issue. That's something that that's background music. They're not going to listen to.
Do you hear that?
They're
Stop saying it, you freaking psychos.
We hunt all over the state of Ohio in urban settings all over the place, and problems like that don't happen. You don't get arrows through windows. You it doesn't happen.
See,
So
yeah, I've been
you
keeping
got
my
to
mouth
eliminate. You
shut.
got to eliminate the fictional things, and when you cut it down to the bare facts,
Yes.
and the only bare facts I want to know is, show me there's a deer overpopulation. Show me it's negatively affecting the deer herd. Show me it's negatively affecting the health of the deer herd and the health of the ecosystem.
Right.
And then we can talk.
Right.
But until we do that,
dude,
don't talk to me.
because the problem is, and I'm going to help you anti-hunters
There
out
he
right
is.
now.
Eric Wells.
Yeah. Less than fewer than
mountain lion,
35 people
He's
in
been
North
pushing the
America
mountain lion.
since Benjamin Harrison was in the White House have been killed by mountain lions.
Yes.
Bring them in. Bring in 50 mountain lions.
He's
That would
always
be
good for it.
so dope.
Always good for the mountain
I am
lion
going to help.
argument.
I'm going to help you save the deer people. Stop trying to fight fear with fear. Okay. And I know some of you aren't going to get what I'm saying, because I'm sorry to say this. I don't think you're going to bright enough to do it. I'm not insulting. I'm just being honest. Some of the stuff
You
I'm
kinda
reading.
are, but-
Okay. I am. Some of the stuff I'm reading in there is absolutely ridiculous, and it makes your cause look ridiculous. When you are insulting hunters, saying you're going to go in there and you're going to shoot bows and arrows through people's houses and you're going to shoot guns, all you're going to do, and you piss me off, is going to piss off hunters, and you start pissing us off, then you're going to be like this, and it's not going to go good.
Yeah, you're
Does
gonna.
that make
we,
sense?
we had that meeting at Argo
Holy
Fields, the baseball
shit.
fields, or Kramer Field,
Yeah.
whatever they call it now. And it was by the end, honest to God, I was hugging people.
Yeah.
guy, and because the people there are wonderful. They care about the deer in their way. I care about them in my way. But
Yeah.
the bottom line is we all care.
That's
But if you eliminate,
interesting.
if you eliminate the crazies, like if you eliminate the guy who wants to go out there and whack every deer,
Yeah, right.
Here's my 30-06, where they at?
Right.
And you eliminate the person that says, "Oh my God, lock the kids up. I got to take my
Oh,
kids to the
dude.
hotel for the weekend because there's deer hunters in the woods." You eliminate those two
Yep.
extremes, and you got the people in the middle.
That's
and
it.
there's not much different
It's-
here,
Yeah.
other than
I'm telling you.
we're consumptive users. They're
Yeah.
non-consumptive users.
yeah, I was
bring
reading
that full
we're all
circle.
fans.
Bring that full circle. Same thing as politics.
Yeah, exactly. Get rid of that. But
Right.
I was just reading some of the group posts in these deer things, and like there's a Kathy lady. I'm not even gonna say it was like, what are you talking? Like it made me want to like fight as a
And
hunter.
you can't argue with
No,
emotion.
no,
you
you
argue with
can't.
emotion.
You just
no, it's just
But that's why if we take it off the table, you don't have to argue with that lady.
yeah, right.
Because if
exactly,
there's no problem, she can go view
There
the
you go.
deer and feed them.
Yeah,
do
there you
whatever.
go.
It's
Yeah.
interesting
And we
though
can
that
go
they found their guy
in
in a hunter.
That's
It's
impressive.
really interesting.
So again, I guess the next step then is we need another survey,
the hunter,
like a
need
real survey.
A survey, a legitimate survey, not some new technology survey with someone with a drone and
Right.
infrared thing. We want a traditional survey of what's out there, and let's see the real data. They don't
Yeah.
want that because they know what the data is going to
Isn't
say.
that funny?
The data is going to say plants go away. You know, the deer are here to stay. They're not gonna. It's not going to be able to back up what they said. No study out there will back up the data they have.
the vegans and the
none.
hunters team up to take down the bot.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's why we probably go to court to try to make them prove it. And when they prove it, we're going to laugh their asses out of
Yeah,
court.
right.
We'll bring in biologists from other states. We'll bring in the state people,
Sorry,
and they'll say that this is outlandish. It's irrational. It's crazy.
I got a hunter, guys. So I'm gonna keep asking questions. White deer,
Yes.
sign of a sick herd.
No. Not at all.
That's
White
what
deer,
that's what they said in the
white
articles.
deer is just a sign of a recessive gene that's in there.
Not
in the
inbreeding.
system.
Inbreeding.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
But all deer are inbred. And if you look at it this way, here's why. The mother and her sisters stay together their whole life.
Hmm.
So a mother and all of her siblings and their siblings, granddaughters, they stay together in a herd. They kick the young bucks out. If they got, say, a buck and a doe were born one
Yeah.
year, the mother will beat the hell out of that buck to chase him away. He'll go away 4 miles away and find his own territory.
Yeah.
And that's so he doesn't breed with his sisters. It's Mother Nature's
Classic Youngstown
Nature's
mom.
way.
Yeah.
When you get into a situation here, then he's going out this far and then he's breeding does there. And then those young ones are coming back this way 4 miles.
You're getting cousins.
Then you got cousins still inbreeding. So you have inbreeding in a natural deer herd all the time because deer don't migrate.
Yeah.
So what you have there,
That makes sense.
I mean, they're probably not watching. So it's kind of like an Amish population.
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You got to add new genetics in now and then or whatever. It's something that you have to, Mother Nature's way is to make the young males go away. When you're in a park setting and they can only go so far, and then you got, holy shit, here's the
Housing
Southern Park
and-
Mall.
yeah, right.
And you go the other way, it's like, holy cow, here's Canfield. There really aren't too many places for those deer to
That
migrate.
makes sense.
So they may not be traveling as far to get away from their sisters. So you will have some inbreeding. But once you have a deer that throws the white genes, like
Yeah.
the white buffalo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you go shoot that white deer tomorrow, and his brown sister might drop white fawns next year because it's in their bloodline. It's just something that in the park, it just keeps reiterating itself over generation over generation, and you don't really notice it.
Hey,
but they're white, so you do
listen.
notice.
You freaking don't. You are the one. You're the one who was 100% against hunting. Don't start with me, lady.
Luke, what? You're arguing with someone right now that just spelled deer wrong.
Yeah, and learn how to spell deer.
Please, just stop wasting your time.
I just can't. She was arguing with me on Facebook.
You're letting some random lady.
Listen, random lady, learn how to spell deer, and then you can come back and fight with me. And you were wrong too because you don't want to kill any deer. And I'm gonna go. I'm letting you know when I get a deer this year, I'm gonna get 2 deer. I'm going to name the first one I get the net, and I'm going to send you a picture on Facebook. I'm going to let you know. Thanks.
That is my cousin to that.
So. All right. Is it? I'm sending your cousin to net.
Okay.
She's Dennis and Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah, she's tough.
We were going back and forth. Does she like animals?
What's that?
She likes animals.
Her dad grew up a hunter and stuff. She comes from a hunting family. She just believes what I believe. It's fake data. She's been in the meetings.
She was giving shit about hunting in general.
No, I don't believe that so much. I mean, she likes a good argument.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
You got in a fair fight.
I'm gonna send you a pack of freaking.
Hey, she spelled deer right that time. That's good.
I'm gonna send you a pack of deer jerky.
But
I'm sorry.
No, but emotions run high when it comes to animals, and just like on the news, animals always lead the news stories. And with this, it's animal related. I can't believe that the other citizens of Mahoning County aren't fighting more on the side of show us the data. Yeah, they need to see this stuff. But that's what these people on Facebook, they need to reiterate is quit making it a hunting versus non-hunting sharpshooter.
That's what they're trying to
make
do.
it prove the data.
Yeah,
show us the data. Yeah. Show us how you got the data. Listen to the professional biologist.
That makes a lot more sense.
That does.
That's like taking the legs right out from underneath them.
Yeah,
then there is no hunt. They got to show us the data. They do another survey. They show that their data was wrong or someone lied.
Yeah,
my goodness, someone lied.
Party's over.
Then
I could definitely see the Rose Garden people doing that. Definitely.
I've never seen a deer in the Rose Garden.
I know, but still, they just don't want the deer anywhere near.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
they could do some damage up there.
Yeah,
3 deer in a
they
Rose
absolutely.
Garden in one night.
Yeah,
I had a lady lost $11,000 worth of landscaping in Moreland Hills in one night.
I believe.
Wow.
It, yeah.
Hey, here's a good question. What is the MLO stance? And I know where she's asked it, or he's asked it. What is the MLO stance of putting a human in a deer costume for political purposes? I saw those pictures.
What is the MLO stance? I'm putting a human in.
Ask me did Jason
you got the picture somewhere?
Yeah, I don't have the pictures up, but there's a picture on your Facebook page of
him and a deer.
No,
I think I've seen that.
He was
kind of a mascot.
There was a mascot.
He had a deer wearing a Denny Malloy for commissioner. I mean, why not? It's your asset. It's what you do, right?
I mean, it works.
If you ran for a politician, when you want to help someone with insurance,
yeah, mortgages. Exactly. I'll dress a deer for a mortgage.
Hey, and that kid right there is the best freaking human.
There you go.
Human experiment that I have. Great kid.
I guess that's it. So we covered the deer. I'm excited to see. So what do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to vote on it? Yes.
I think they're going to have their meeting next week. I don't think they're really going to listen to the people unless the people on the board hear. I mean, Judge Russo's done after this. If he doesn't do something, he will never get elected office ever again.
Right.
People leading the charge. They may try to revoke the park levy, which the park is a 15-year levy.
Yeah.
And they're only a couple years into it. So that's why they're doing this now. Because people are like, I'll never vote for a levy again. Well, guess what? 10 years from now, most of the people will be dead anyway. And then there'll be a different director and you'll forget all about it.
Yeah, right.
So there's timing involved with this.
People
with this
forget real
also.
fast.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they can try to revoke it. And I think the board members are going to be split some way. I think they probably will allow the hunt and then it'll go to court, which I hope doesn't happen because then you're putting hunting on the line and then the whole world and the whole county is going to be hunt versus not hunt.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. As hunters, we don't want that.
Yeah,
we just want to do what we do.
Right.
We don't want the big controversy. I don't want people that have become friends now to be out there on the opening day of a hunt running out there in a deer costume and
with
getting
horns.
themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
And being world news, having CNN here. I don't want that.
Yeah.
We just need cooler heads need to prevail here. The park needs, the park doesn't give up easy. I mean, basically, when they try to run that bike trail through Trafficant's farm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back
Remember
to Trafficant
that?
to end things up.
Yep.
He said, hell no, never through my farm.
Yeah.
And his son-in-law and the neighbors are the ones that went together and went to court. And they went and lobbied a legislator. And they got the eminent domain thing thrown the hell out. And now that was Trafficant's farm they're trying to come.
Yeah, they were trying to go through Trafficants, and then Les is over there. That's our woods over there. Yeah.
So they won, and they beat Aaron Young back, and he's like, "Oh, I'll take him in court. I'll do this and that." Well, guess what? He lost.
Yeah.
He's bitter when he loses. He's not a nice guy when he loses, and he's going to lose this one too. Unfortunately, I just hope he doesn't expend a lot of taxpayer money fighting it, and just realizes leaves it in the field. He's already beat.
Yeah.
He's already beat by public sentiment.
Yeah.
Do what's right.
Interesting.
He knows this. He knows the data of that survey. He knows the real data. He knows the politics behind that data.
Yeah.
The park employees that are there, they know what type of controversy they're wrapped up in right now.
Stupid. Politics is so annoying.
It is very political, all of it, isn't it?
Oh,
It's all goes back to politics.
And it is. You got a judge that appoints the board members, and the judges of one or two political parties or whatever.
Yeah.
And he appoints board members, and they're going to be loyal to him because
Yeah.
he's the one that appointed them.
Wow.
And you got Bend and all. I mean, this is a park district. This isn't what Vaughn Rogers envisioned when he made the park.
Yeah.
He didn't envision this at all.
Wow.
You know, we just cooler heads need to prevail on this. Show us the data.
Interesting.
And once we see the real data, then we can make some
and the thing about it is we're talking about the park is amazing. I'm going to it's gonna be nice.
Great.
It's gonna be nice tomorrow in the morning. I'm going hiking in the park. I mean,
Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
Afternoon. I mean, it's beautiful. No, we're going to freaking Dad's to move furniture. Never mind. So, all right. Well, we're really, dude, we could go through like hours.
This is late. This is late for us.
We
And I
normally
gotta
go an
drive
hour,
home.
and you got to drive home. You're
He's gotta
farther
drive
now.
home.
He's gonna go like Trumbull County.
Yep.
You're far. How far is that?
It's like 20 minutes.
Oh, it's
You
not
guys
far.
talk about Trumbull County like it's another world.
Dude,
It
it
is.
really is. It's
It
like
is.
And
2
that's the
hours
one
away.
thing I brought up too.
I don't think
With
I've
the
ever been
commissioners,
up
we had
there
a joint
before.
meeting recently.
I don't think
It's like-
I've ever been to Trumbull.
I don't wander up there.
It's like, why do we have this fake border between Mahoning and Trumbull County that
Yeah.
people don't cross?
I went up to your mall once. I was like, ew. I
Dude,
can't-
their mall,
getting
their
fast
mall
groceries.
is so much.
We got the best
Yeah,
mall in the
their
world.
mall is so much better than our mall.
So much better.
It's so much better than ours.
It feels wrong cheating on our mall though. So I'm like, we gotta go.
I go up to that mall and I'm like, yeah, it's not that nice.
Waste of
place-
fast
this
groceries.
place is over.
Dude, I know,
This
right?
place is
gonna be awesome.
overrated.
Yeah.
This place is overrated.
Trumbull County's got a lot going on. I mean, people realize. I mean, we got more wildlife than any other county up here. We got eagles, we got bears, we got bobcats, we got river
Lakes,
otters, we got the
mosquito
second largest
lake.
lake in the state.
Yep.
3 of the biggest wildlife areas north of Interstate 70 are in Trumbull County:
Yep.
Grand River, Shenango, Mosquito.
Yep.
We got turkeys out the kazoo. I mean, it's a great place to live.
Yeah.
And it's something. When I grew up in Youngstown, if I wouldn't have been hunting up there with my dad when I was young, I never would have been in Trumbull County for anything. Trumbull
Yeah.
County to me was like far away.
That's
It's
like Isaac just
people
said.
think like Geauga County. You
Yeah,
ever
right.
even heard of Geauga
Yeah,
County?
right. Yeah.
I mean, nobody from Youngstown knows where Geauga County
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah.
It's a big county.
Yeah.
But in Trumbull County, they just don't know. It's like we got this imaginary wall where the Chamber of Commerce, the Port Authority, Eastgate, YSU, they all manage this area as the Mahoning Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got Mahoning County Commissioners on this side, Trumbull on this side. We never touch. We never meet. We never do anything together as a valley. We each do our own thing.
Yeah.
There's got to be more of a valley approach because this area, if business comes to Lordstown, those people might live in Boardman or Austintown.
Yeah.
If business comes to North Jackson, they might live in Cortland or Champion or Southington. So there is crossover.
Yeah.
There is crossover between the two counties, and I think we need to manage
Boy.
the counties better that way as more of a crossover.
Have you ever tried to reach out to the Mahoning County Commissioner?
We just had a joint meeting just with the Port Authority a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I brought that up that we need to do that more. Hopefully it will.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll put politics aside.
Okay,
You know,
there's
that
no
is
way.
That is
There's
a little D on that side there.
there is
And I don't know if they
no
can lay
way.
the swords down like
There
we
is
have.
no way. There is one county commissioner in Mahoning County that would do that.
Anthony.
Anthony would do
Yep.
that. Anthony
And
100%
Anthony did
would
reach
do that.
out to me and said, let's do this.
It's like I know what I'm freaking talking about. And those other two, Carol Spaghetti and Ditzler, there is not a chance because they will die Democrat because they have both. He was, you know, Ditzler.
Look, in the 80s,
Yep.
Trumbull County girls are the girls to go on a date with. How many people went to the VIP and cruised in the parking lot looking
Dawn.
for a Trumbull County girl?
Would you, Dawn? It's time for Dawn to go to bed. Take your medicine, go to bed.
I
Dawn.
like
Look at
that guy. 'Cause
Oh,
that guy,
Dawn-
he's just scratching.
dude.
That's what we
Dawn's
went.
nuts.
You went hunting in Trumbull County for the women.
God, that is awesome. So yeah, there's no way. There's no way Ditzler will meet you because you're Republican. That's just the way that asshole is. There's no way.
Well, that's going to be a loss for the Valley then.
Yeah. Oh, he's
In an
hurting us.
election year, it's not a smart move.
No, he's hurting us. Oh, he's gonna lose. He's losing this year. I'm gonna make sure of it. It's on my list.
Well, I just wish the best for the Valley all the way along, no
Yep.
matter who's in power, no matter
Amen.
what party it is.
Yeah.
We need to work together because we got great things on the horizon. We lost GM. We took a bunch of hits, but like Traffic said, we're scrappers. Our minor league team's scrappers for a reason.
Yep.
We're going to rebound. We're going to come back. We're going to get through the stuff in Trumbull County with or without our cooperation. We're going to make things better. Mahoney County is going to do the same thing.
Yep.
We do have a lot more R's now, even in Mahoney. You got a state rep, a state senator, in ruling Katrona. You got potentially a commissioner seat or two coming up down the road that are going to turn red. You got an auditor that's red. Things are changing.
I like,
and you got a congressman that's a Republican.
Yeah.
People are overlooking that.
Yeah.
Trumbull and Mahoney have new congressmen now for the first time in 30 some years between Trafficant and Tim Ryan for that are Republicans.
Yeah.
First time for us is Lyle Williams in our region. Now we got Dave Joyce and Bill Johnson.
I didn't even care who beat Tim Ryan. If it was a Democrat, a Republican, a freaking independent, a freaking libertarian, I wanted Ryan out. I didn't care. All right. Thank you, Roberta. Have a good night. So, all right. Anyways, tomorrow we're coming back 9:00.
Mm-hmm.
We have Santos on and Stacy.
Okay.
Are coming on. It's an Austintown centric episode at 9 a.m. tomorrow for the Austintown market. It'll be a quick show. We're going to talk about that because Santos and Stacey are doing that. And then Thursday, we're doing a talk back show.
Sweet.
And that's it. And then you're on your own next week because I'm going to Hocking Hills to talk about going outdoors.
Nice.
You gotta get some. Yeah, you ever go there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, it's a blast.
Old Man's Cave.
Yeah, dude. No kids and Hocking Hills.
We used to call that Redneck Tech. Most of the game awards came out of Hocking College.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Dude, you're
Harvard on the Hocking.
It is nothing down there. I mean, it is freaking. Have you been down there?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Great. I love it.
Yeah, we rented like a
a wonderful place.
Oh, it's
Awesome
a
place.
cabin. We're staying in like an Airbnb cabin, but it's not a cabin. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be. So
And
all
let
right,
me give a
thanks for
shameless
watching.
plug
Yeah,
before you
do
log
it,
out.
Do it.
If they want to find out more about deer and Whitetails Limited events,
Show your hat.
whitetailslimited.com. There you go.
Hey, Danette, this is what I'm going to gut your deer with. I'm telling you, she doesn't.
Danette, I'm going to gut your
She
deer with
wants
that.
deer burgers. I'll tell you, she'll ask you for deer burgers.
There we go, right there. That's I'm going to
But-
gut your deer.
whitetailslimited.com. We got a couple events coming up. We got a 60 gun raffle at Yankee Lake, and I got a big event at the Canfield Fairgrounds on May 20th. Whitetails Limited dinner. You're both invited as my guests.
May 20th?
Yeah, we're gonna give away about 100 guns. It'll be in the Canfield Fair. Nice dinner, auction,
I need
whole
a gun
deal,
to
big
protect
family
my new
deal.
property with.
So then, if you want to learn more about with the Trumbull County Commissioners, we are on YouTube now. We are on Zoom. You go to Trumbull County Commissioners website, and it has the link. We're on tomorrow live at 10:30.
Oh God,
we have our meeting every
Set my
Wednesday.
clock.
First meeting, she's back, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You never know.
Tomorrow night.
Yep, you never know.
Tomorrow morning, 10:30. Nikki French goes back.
And all work shuts down in the Mahoning Valley. I mean, they get to the point where there's like 800 people on the line, and I've had doctors tell me they gather around the nurses station, and I mean, nobody in the county is working at that time.
I don't.
We know it.
I watch it. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you how we're gonna. I'll meet you there. Bring your knife. Are we gonna have a knife fight? Wow, your cousin.
Your cousin to bring your knife.
She's gonna bring a cooler and some Ziploc baggies.
Oh, I thought we were gonna have a knife fight at your dinner.
No. She's a deer eater.
I was like, oh my God, she's
Mine's bigger.
Jesus. All right.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you
being with us.
guys. Man. I had a
Thanks.
good time
We
today.
appreciate it. Hey,
and we started the day off with the mystery of the end.
dude,
I know. That's wild.
I can't wait to call him
The
Patty.
crazy thing is, I think I remember. I don't know if this is just me in my own head now. I think I remember her complaining about how they took away
His stuff.
traffickants.
100%. 100%. And she
her
tried to
being,
ship.
like pissed.
Yeah.
And then she sent more to
100%.
him, even though they told her not to.
I'll tell you what we're going to end this on. We are going to end this on the meet the commissioners. Is that all right? Because it's my favorite. And the picture of Denny with the gun is his favorite.
Do it.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.
Created
Oh, I did have
video
it up here. I
recording
did
of the commissioners.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
Welcome to Meet the Trumbull County Commissioners, where we dive into what could be the most embarrassing county commissioners in all of the United States and possibly the world. Let's go first. Let's look at Commissioner number 1, independent and recently elected Dennis Malloy.
This is Denny Malloy, and I'm running for Trumbull County Commissioner. Like the tens of thousands in the Mahoning Valley, I was a Democrat who proudly voted for President Trump, and I will do so again. It's time to shake up Trumbull County, As an independent, I will lead us into the future, working with both parties to do what is best for Trumbull County's future. I will be owned by nobody but you, the citizens. When you go to cast your vote, stand with me. Vote Denny Malloy, an independent voice for Trumbull County. Finally, a commissioner for all of us. Paid for by friends of Denny Malloy.
Let's meet Commissioner number 2, Mauro Canamalesa. Anyways, seriously, real fast, I hate to interrupt the program. This Canamalesa guy, he's like a freaking ghost. He doesn't have any videos. He doesn't have any commercials. All I know is he's been in like doing government stuff with the Democratic Party for like 8 years. And he's got a kid and he graduated from Warren JFK. Like and Baldwin Wallace, I think. Like, dude is like legitimately a ghost. I don't know what's up with it. He's like, I don't know. It's weird. Super creepy, super weird. Google it. All that pops up, Google his name, all that pops up is like some bishop guy named Mauro Canamalesa with a big beard. Very strange. That's all. Okay, bye. Finally, let's meet Commissioner number 3. She is the dream girl of every Facebook person that has a Donald Trump picture, a picture of a bald eagle, possibly a sports car, and is more than likely age 50 or older, Nikki Frenchko.
Good evening.
We're going to go on.
25 feet of meeting statute permitting commissioners, sheriffs, or auditor's office staff referencing Commissioner.
Thanks for joining Meet the Trumbull County Commissioners.